Hello and welcome to True Crime with Richard Flopper, a podcast that journeys into the darkest corners of the human mind and the chilling stories behind headline crimes. I'm your host, Richard Flopper. Today, we're uncovering the life and terrible acts of Ian Huntley, a man whose crimes shattered a small English town and left the nation grappling with grief, anger, and important questions about safety and justice. This is the story of a quiet monster from childhood to crime, from denial to conviction, and the legacy that followed. Ian Kevin Huntley was born on January 31st in 1974 in Grimsby, a working class coastal town in the northeast of England. His early life appeared unremarkable, quiet, even shy. The oldest of two boys, he grew up in a modest home. His father was a part-time caretaker, his mother a factory worker. At school, Huntley was a loner, struggling academically and socially. He was known to be controlling in early relationships, an early warning sign missed by many. As a teenager, these troubling behaviours intensified. Reports of possessiveness, manipulation and anger started to surface. But he was never convicted of any crime during this period, despite multiple allegations of sexual assault. Into his 20s, Huntley held a series of low-paying, unstable jobs: security guard, salesman, factory worker, but nothing seemed to stick. He was volatile, quick to anger, and involved in stormy relationships on and off. In 1998, Huntley met Maxine Carr, a younger woman. Their relationship was equally as turbulent, marked by breakups and reunions. Carr would later play a crucial role in the story we're about to tell. 2001, Huntley was hired as a caretaker at Solent Village College in Cambridgeshire. Despite his past allegations, he passed the vetting system, which was fragmented at best at the time. Maxine Carr also worked at a nearby school as a classroom assistant. Among the children at these schools were two 10-year-old girls, Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman. On August 4th in 2002, Holly and Jessica attended a barbecue at Holly's house. Around 5 p.m, they left to buy sweets, but they never returned. Their disappearance launched one of the biggest police manhunts in British history. But behind the scenes, Ian Huntley knew what had happened. He had lured the girls into his home and murdered them under the false pretenses that Maxine Carr was inside. What happened next? Horrifying. He took their bodies and dumped them near RAF Lakenheath, buried, hidden, and burned. 13 days, Huntley maintained a facade of cooperation and sympathy, even helping in the search, but the truth was about to surface. On August the 17th, bodies were found. Huntley was arrested immediately. One of the most critical pieces of evidence came from forensic botany Professor Patricia Wiltshire. She identified pollen and plant material on Huntley's shoes and car, linking him directly to the crime scene. Burned clothing and DNA evidence further sealed his fate. The trial opened at the Old Bailey on November 5th, 2003. Huntley claimed the deaths were accidental, a panicked response to a nosebleed and suffocation. But his story was inconsistent and contradicted by forensic evidence. On December 17th, he was found guilty of murdering Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman. He was sentenced to 2 life sentences and ordered to serve a minimum of 40 behind bars per murder. Maxine Carr was convicted separately for providing a false alibi and served 21 months in prison. The nation was horrified, not only by the crime, but how Huntley had slipped through the cracks. Despite multiple previous allegations, no proper background checks had been done against him. Nothing stopped him working with children. The government responded with a bitched inquiry, which overhauled vetting procedures leading to the creation of disclosure and barring services and centralised police databases. Huntley has served his sentence so far in high security prisons, surviving attacks and attempted suicide a few times. Controversies continue, from recorded prison confessions to the notorious number 10 shirt incident, seen as a cruel taunt referring to his victim's age. Remembering Holly and Jessica. For all of this, we must remember Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman, not as victims, but as beloved children. Children whose lives matter deeply. Their deaths spurred critical changes to protecting children across the UK. And Ian Huntley, well, he's where he belongs to be. Hopefully the sooner he goes 6 feet under, the better. Anyway, that's the story of Ian Huntley, one of the most vile human beings in British history, if not across the world. I've been your host, Richard Flopper. Thank you for tuning into this episode. Don't forget to smash a like and subscribe, and check out our other videos. Peace.